What's up, guys? It's your boy Charms the Gamer here, and yeah, I know I'm posting I'm posting on the channel in a few days, but I wanted to let everything stew in my head before I post anything about Takeover, Summerslam, and the resulting SmackDown, because holy shit on a pixie stick in a handbasket. A lot of freaking shit has happened over the last few nights. Anyway, before I get into that, I wanted you all to see my Alexa Bliss t-shirt. Alexa Bliss, 5 Feet of Fury. And there it is. You all see that? So you don't see my substantial gut. 5 Feet of Fury. I know, it probably... You know what? Hold on, I probably can get you guys a better angle if I stood up. There you go. There it is. Get a nice close-up on Alexa's face there. There you go. Anyways, now that I've done shilling my merchandise from WWE Shop, what am I, Shawn Michaels? Anyways, let's discuss NXT TakeOver first. Let's see here. First off, we had Andres Almas with Selena Vega defeated Johnny Gargano. Good match. I think Gargano made Almas look like $1 million, and it was a timely distraction at the end where Zelina threw a DIY shirt at Johnny Wrestling in order to distract him, which would let Almas hit the hammerlock DDT to win the match. So that gave Johnny an out for losing. And then the Author of the Pain took on Trinity, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane, but right at the start, because Dane hadn't been tagged in, Eric Wolf cleverly switched in and took his place. And then a crazy spot in the middle of the match, Nikki Cross decides to do a dive to the outside, and then Akam catches her, and while he's holding her, here comes Killian Dane like a freaking house of fire, hits him with a running crossbody and sends Akam and Nikki straight through the table. And then while that's going on, Alexander Wolf and Eric Young hit a belly-to-belly suplex / diving neckbreaker combo on Rezar to win the belts. So, adios, Author of the Pain title reign. I couldn't personally stand that run, so I'm glad to see it end. And then after the match, the ROH reunion of the team known as Red Dragon. I personally haven't followed them much, but Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly attack Sanity and the Author of the Pain, performing their move known as Chasing the Dragon on Young. Chasing the Dragon is, let me see what the move is. I've never seen them perform, so it's a vertical suplex lift by O'Reilly, followed by a roundhouse kick to the opponent's back, followed by a brain buster by O'Reilly. So it's a lot of different moves all at once. And then Aleister Black faced Hideo Itami in a hell of a match. Eventually, Black hit the Black Mass on Itami to win. And it felt like when he hit that move, it felt like it just cold cocked him dead. And then you have Asuka defending the NXT Women's Championship against Ember Moon. Ember did hit the Eclipse on Asuka for a near fall. And it looked like at the end she was playing possum, but Asuka was able to force Ember to tap to the Asuka lock. But unfortunately, during that match, Asuka broke a collarbone, so she'll be out for 6 to 8 weeks. So I don't expect them to strip her of the NXT Women's Championship. Considering she's held the thing for over 500 days, it would be very underwhelming to strip a champion that's held the belt for over 500 days just because of a freak collarbone injury, in my opinion. So here's hoping the Empress of Tomorrow gets back soon and that she's fully recovered. And ignore that thing in the background. It's because my computer has a lot open, so it's acting like it's overheating when it's not. At least I don't think it is. Anyways, in the main event, Bobby Roode defends the NXT Championship against Drew McIntyre. Drew had a future shock for a near fall. McIntyre had a Claymore on Bobby Roode, and Roode stopped the pin with putting his foot on the rope. Hit a Glorious DDT for a near fall. Second Glorious DDT attempted a third one, but Drew countered, hit a second Claymore to win the belt. Red Dragon would distract Drew by hanging on the apron, and then the place went fucking bananas as Adam Cole, freaking Adam Cole, there had been speculation on this man for months, but Adam Cole is in NXT. It's like, when I saw him, the people went freaking nuts. I mean, even Nigel McGuinness was freaking marking out. I was marking out. The whole building was marking out. I mean, it was like, Adam Cole, NXT. It was insane, man. And, you know, looks like those three are going to be aligned together. So that's basically what went down with NXT. And then, oh my goodness, SummerSlam. Where do I begin with that? Because there was a crap ton of matches on that one. Good Lord Almighty! There was a goddamn amount of matches here. Good God Almighty! There was a lot of matches here. Anyways, I'll just run them down. Like, the first one I didn't see. Miz and Miz Taraj beat the Hardy Boys and Jason Jordan when there was basically nobody in the frickin' arena. Then you had Neville against Akira Tozawa. This was Neville's rematch for the Cruiserweight title, and Neville inexplicably won it back. I honestly don't know why he won it back, considering that Tozawa just won it 6 days prior. And I mean, it seemed like Neville's reign had a logical end, but, you know, if they want to keep it going, then so be it. They do it that way, fine. I mean, it was a pretty good match and everything. And then you got the third match on the pre-show, which I really think should have been the frickin' main card. Usos beat the New Day to reclaim the SmackDown Tag Team Championships in a frickin' barn burner match. I personally think it was the match of the night, not counting the frickin' main event. Oh, and by the way, every title up until the AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens match, actually, well, you'll see as we go along. Anyways, then first match on the main card, Cena beats Baron Corbin in about 10 minutes, pretty much burying Corbin 6 feet under. Then Natalya surprisingly defeats Naomi by submission. Hallelujah! To capture the SmackDown Women's Championship. She's the first person to claim the Divas Championship and SmackDown Women's Championship. And it amazingly, I say that without hyperbole, but amazingly, it's Natty's first championship reign in 7 years. It's just ridiculous, man. I mean, a wrestler of Natty's caliber should not go 7 reigns within championship runs, man. It's just crazy. Absolutely nuts. And then, you know, Big Cass defeated Big Show. There was a cool moment where Enzo actually escaped the shark cage. And then he immediately drops down in the ring, only to get whacked. Big boot, right to the face from Cass. And then, hilariously, Randy Orton beat Rusev in 10 seconds. Because, you know, Rusev attacked him before the bell rang. Bell rings, Rusev gets in the ring. Randy sends him into the ropes. Boom. RKO out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. That's your ball game. And then, the match I didn't really want to mention, but I'm covering the pay-per-view, so I have to mention this, even though it fucking kills me, considering I wore this shirt Summerslam evening for that match. Sasha Banks defeated my girl, Alexa Bliss, by submission, even though Lexi was literally within arm's reach of the ropes, to capture her 4th Raw Women's Championship. Now, next week on Raw, she'll actually get her rematch for it, even though she's on the freaking poster. I mean, well, I don't know if she's on the poster, but she has the whole promo for No Mercy to herself, all about herself pretty much. So it should be interesting to see what happens there. Anyway, moving on, Finn Balor brought out the Demon, beat Bray Wyatt. It was a pretty good match. I personally didn't really pay much attention to it because I didn't have much stock in the match, but I knew Finn would win. And then, okay, you know how I said the main event match was the match of the night? I'd say this was probably the co-match of the night. Ambrose and Rollins, 2/3 of the Shield, team up to face Cesaro and Sheamus, and they actually are successful in winning the World Tag Team Championships, which actually makes Ambrose the next Grand Slam and Triple Crown winner. But what I really wanted to talk about was the freaking finish of that match, which saw Rollins do a Hurricane Rana to throw Sheamus into Cesaro, and then I think he hit Sheamus with the Kingslayer knee, and then he sent him into Ambrose, who had 30 deeds for the 1, 2, 3. It was a chaotic finish, that's for sure. And then you had AJ Styles against Kevin Owens, and Shane was a special guest referee. There was plenty of moments where the two were shoving at each other and, you know, shoving at Shane. And a bunch of times it was like, you know, it should have been that Shane didn't get over the count quick enough. I mean, one time Owens just yelling at him like, "You can fall off buildings, but you can't get over there to make the 3 count." And then one time it looked like Owens had actually won the championship, but right before Shane actually made the 3, he noticed that AJ's foot was on the rope, so he avoided the pin. And eventually, Styles, after hitting him with the phenomenal forearm, hit him with the Styles Clash to take the championship. And that was the first successful championship retention of the night after 11 matches. And then Jinder Mahal, with the shock of the night, actually beat Shinsuke Nakamura with, of course, help from the Singh brothers. Who else? Shinsuke had wrestled a pretty decent match for a match that only lasted a quarter of 11 minutes. A quarter and 11 minutes, I should say. But, I mean, you know, what did you expect from the modern-day Maharaja? But anyhow, they had a decent match together. I mean, they seem like they have some decent chemistry. And it looked like Shinsuke would have hit the Kinshasa, but because of the Singh brothers, Jinder was able to hit the Colossus and get the 1, 2, 3. And then the main event, Brock Lesnar against Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, and Samoa Joe. Now, Joe, he didn't really do much in the match. Same thing with Reigns. The real star of that match was Braun Strowman. He was hitting Lesnar with everything. He power slammed him through 2 tables. He actually flipped the announce table over on Lesnar. Lesnar actually, they did one of those contrived stretcher spots. It was basically 20 minutes of mayhem. In the end, Reigns went for a spear. Lesnar picked him out of midair, hit the F5, 1, 2, 3 to retain the championship. And that was SummerSlam, folks. That was just SummerSlam. And, anyways, on Raw, basically, Lesnar and Heyman came out to crow about Lesnar retaining the title. Strowman comes out, and he hits him with 2 running power slams. That sets up them to battle at No Mercy. And later on in the show, Cena makes his triumphant return to Raw, gets interrupted by Roman Reigns. Then Miz comes out, cuts a hell of a promo, and it looks like, and they set up a tag team match with Cena and Reigns later team up to defeat Joe and Miz. Ambrose and Rollins come out to celebrate being the new tag team champions. They're interrupted by the Hardy Boys to challenge them to a non-title match, which they won. And as I mentioned earlier, Sasha came out to celebrate with the championship. Lexi interrupted and invoked her rematch for the following week. And then Big Cass faced Enzo in a Brooklyn street fight that Enzo won because Cass suffered a legitimate leg injury during the match. And Enzo was subsequently moved to the Cruiserweight division. Unfortunately for Cass, he suffered I believe it was a torn ACL and a bunch of other leg issues for some reason. It was a torn ACL, I know that much, but I'm not exactly sure what the total extent of the injuries are, but prognosis says he will be out for up to 9 months. So if the prognosis is correct, he could miss WrestleMania 34, which is a damn shame for the big fella, because even with his heel turn, he's actually done quite well for himself. And it's a damn shame he'll have to miss a Mania payday, but, you know, them's the breaks. And personally, I think this is the right opportunity to scrap what's been an underwhelming heel run for him and reunite him with his best friend. I mean, this is one of those cases where the sum is not greater than... This is one of those cases where the parts are not greater than the sum. They were a massively successful tag team duo, so I really didn't see the point in switching over to singles competitors, but we'll see what happens come 9 months. Maybe Cass will make a quick recovery. But all I can say is WWE 24 crew better be ready for his triumphant return to the ring and hopefully reunion with Enzo, because I want to see them capture at least one set of tag team championships, damn it. They were never successful in NXT, and they couldn't even land them on Raw, for crying out loud. So it's practically a travesty that they've never been tag team champions. And then Jason Jordan wanted to face Finn. He scheduled a match and Finn won. And then on 205 Live, Cesaro received his rematch for the Cruiserweight Championship, didn't win. But as I mentioned, Enzo moved over to 205 Live. And then on SmackDown, Nakamura had a 2-on-1 handicap match with the Singh brothers. Nakamura won by making one of them submit to a triangle choke. AJ Styles reinstated the U.S. Championship Open Challenge, which was ended by KO. Styles didn't want to do it because he beat him at SummerSlam, but KO felt he was screwed by Shane. They reviewed scenes from the match, and eventually Styles agreed for it, and allowed Owen to get referee. But this would be the last chance of the title as long as AJ was champion. Owens picked Baron Corbin, but because of Baron's blatant bias, Shane took over, and Styles wound up retaining. And the Usos defeated the Hype Bros in a non-title match, after which they made a warning of the SAG division. And the new SmackDown Women's Champion Natalya teamed up with Carmella, Miss Money in the Bank, and losing over to Naomi and Becky Lynch. The only reason they lost was because Naomi didn't want to tag in. She had stated her plans to potentially cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase. Well, she didn't actually state them. Her little sidekick James Ellsworth stupidly said them out loud, and well, and he didn't take too kindly to that, let me tell you. But anyways, a whole lot was happening, because not only did all that happen, but you had the glorious SmackDown debut of Bobby Roode and the long-awaited return of Shelton Benjamin, who next week will team up with Chad Gable as his new tag team partner. I don't know if this will be American Alpha 2.0, but it ought to be interesting. And that, folks, in a about 16-minute nutshell, is NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3, SummerSlam, Raw, and SmackDown, all rolled into one big review. Hope you all have enjoyed it. I enjoyed bringing it to you. I apologize that it took me until 12 in the morning on Thursday to get it to you, but I just wanted to get all my thoughts together before I put it together. I just didn't want to roll out something floppy just for the hell of doing it. So, hope you all enjoyed it. Remember, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to support me on the channel, and to join the Charm Nation today. And as always, keep it charming, everybody. And I apologize if my voice sounds like it's going. It's just because I got a little bit of a dry throat. It'll probably come through quite a bit different on the video, because I've noticed that when I'm talking on the recorder, it sounds different when I play it back. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed the video. I enjoyed recording it for you. Till next time, it's your boy Charms the Gamer signing out. Peace out, everybody.